Have you ever wondered if your paper trimmer is living its best life or just kind of hanging out on your desk? Well, that's a tool that I use pretty much every single solitary day, and I'm telling you, it is my crafting best buddy. So whether you're cutting, you're scoring, or you're trying to get that itty bitty skinny little strip of cardstock cut straight, I've got you covered today. I've learned some tips and tricks along the way of using my paper trimmer that I really am excited to share with you to help keep your fingers happy and those edges of your cardstock nice and sharp. By the way, if you're watching the premiere, I'm hanging out in the live chat, so please join me there. I would love to know what projects you've been working on and to hear your thoughts, answer any questions you have. If you're watching the replay, then please leave me a comment. As soon as YouTube lets me know that you left a comment, I promise I'll respond. Whether this is your first time to the channel or you've been here lots of times before, welcome. I'm really glad that you're here today to hang out with me for a few minutes. My name is Julia, and I'm with Julia Sue's Stamping. I have learned a few things. I've had to put on a few band-aids from using this paper trimmer, and I want to help keep you from doing that. So I think that we should get started. How about you? Let's go. Diving right in today, and don't worry about remembering all of these things. I've got them listed on my blog post, which is linked in the description to make the video easier for you. So please be sure you check it out. The first thing I want to cover is this arm. See this little arm right here? It extends out and it goes all the way to a little over 17 inches. There you go. It's perfect for really large scrapbook layouts, fun fold cards, and just about any size of paper crafting project you can imagine. So no more guesstimating past 6 inches. And this trimmer shows both inches and centimeters, as you can see. The guard here opens very easily, and it opens from the top or the bottom. So let me show you here. And this is something I had just learned. If you open it up from the top, all I'm doing is nudging it just a little bit up, and then I'm able to open it. I'm going to show you, see this little ball right here up at the top? That is a little locking ball kind of thing. And it's not really a ball, it's just this little thing that sticks out, and it helps lock the guard in place so it keeps your paper right in place, and then it opens gently if you just lift it up a little bit. I have fought so often like, oh, and I can't get it open. But guess what? If you just lift that up gently, it works really well. And the little ball is also at the bottom here. So if we pull it gently, you can see that little ball here at the bottom as well. This has 2 blades, and you need to know the difference. The black one is the cutting blade, and the gray one is for scoring. If you need to, you can write a little S on here or a little C on here with a Sharpie, whatever helps you remember, and that will help you remember to know the difference. And it is super handy to have both of those there. The blades move on this track really smoothly, and there is a lot of room to cut and to score. So if I put this all the way up at the top, there's still room for me to score the entire paper. This is completely out of the way. Or if I have my scoring blade at the bottom, there is plenty of room for me to cut all the way. Lots and lots of room on this cutter. These blades last a really long time. I only swap mine out occasionally, and when you do, the refills come in 4s. A pack of 4, so it's a really great value. So, say I've got a skinny strip of paper, right? And I want to cut this strip. I've had plenty of cutters where it was very difficult for me to easily cut this. But with this paper trimmer, what I like is that it has these little guards here that help it when you've got a skinnier piece of paper, and it's going to stop it from going up into the cutting area. So that means if I want to do a 1/2 inch, I can place the paper right there, and you can see at the 1/2 inch mark, these little barriers are stopping the cardstock from going anywhere. So just place it down, lift it up, and how easy is that? I have very precise 1/2 inch piece. Easy to measure, easy to know it's not going anywhere, and it can be even smaller than that, and it will work really well. There, and now with a 1/4 inch piece. See how nicely that works? And the edges are smooth, and they are sharp, and they are ready to be used on a project if I want. Something fun about the trimmer and makes it really sturdy and helpful for you, it has 8 rubber feet on the bottom of the trimmer. These little feet help it stay secure and in place when you're using it. It's not sliding all around unless you literally move it like I am. When you're doing your paper, it stays in place and it's ready for you, nice and steady. Light pressure is the key when you're using the paper trimmer. You don't want to push really hard. Pushing too hard can actually fray the paper a little bit. So think about a gentle glide, not a power push. All right. So do you need extra desk space? Well, it has a little space right here for hanging the trimmer. Yes, this is really handy, and it's nice to get it off of your counter and in a different place. So this hole means you can hang it on a hook. It's super convenient and makes it easy to grab your paper trimmer. And as you can see, I like to hang up my paper trimmer when I'm not using it. It's right next to my color coach. It's handy, it's off my desk, and I can grab it easily for that next project. I've got some designer series paper, and this paper is 12 by 12. I'm going to put it in, and then there is actually a ledge here, which is so super cool to Stampin' Up! Put in at the 6 inch mark, which makes it a breeze for cutting. I can cut 2 sheets at one time with the designer series paper, and it makes it really easy to cut for card kits or classes. It saves some time, big time. So when it's time to replace the blade, we're just going to slide it down to the notch. There's a little bit of a notch right down here at the bottom of the guide area, and we're going to slide it down to the notch. I'm going to open up the guide here, and using my fingers, I gently open it with the blade at the notch and then take it right out. That's all there is to it. And remember, keep your fingers clear of this blade. I've cut myself with these bad boys, and trust me, these blades are really sharp. Respect the blade. To put it back in, it's the same thing. When you've got your replacement, just press it right in, open up the guide with your fingers just gently, a tiny, tiny bit, and then slip that right back in with the notch. And the same goes with the scoring blade, which I've never had to replace, but if you did, you just take it to the notch and put it right back in. If you cut adhesive back cardstock or glimmer paper, it can make your blade a little bit dull faster. So here's a pro tip. If your blade starts to get dull, and it will take a while, but when your blade starts to get dull, turn it into your special material blade, and that will keep one of them for crisp, clean, and sharp for paper, and one for things like the glimmer paper and adhesive backed papers. Cleaning your trimmer is an absolute breeze. So what I do is I grab a tissue and I use a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and I simply get a little bit onto the tissue, and I wipe it off. Maybe you've got some adhesive on there or some ink, and it will take all of those right off. It's good to do that every now and then because it will help keep your projects nice and clean and ready to go. Now, I like to get the tracks as well. So, in order to do that, let's lift the guide out, pull it up, and take your pick tool, we're going to use the pick part of the take your pick tool. And remember, I've got some alcohol, rubbing alcohol on there. I simply put it into the guide and gently, it's not a lot, and push it right into the track. It's very gentle push, and I get right into the track. And you can see I've got a little bit of debris in there from cutting, and this helps clean it right up. A little bit of lint, a little bit of stuff like that, and that will help get it nice and clean so that it's ready for your next project. And you can even use rubbing alcohol on the blade to get it clean. Let's get it out. Cleaning the whole thing here. But like I said before, please remember that blade is really sharp. So you need to respect the blade. I have really learned to respect the blade. All right. So nice and clean and ready to go. Good. Okay. Putting it back in with the notch. Well, that's a wrap on all the tips I have about using the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer. So, was there a tip that you didn't know? Was there anything that was new to you? Or, hey, maybe you have a tip or two that I didn't list there. And if you do, let me know. Leave me a comment, whether it's new or it's something that you learned. I would really appreciate it, and I would love to hear what you have to say. Please be sure you give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and follow me on social media. All these things are free and make a huge difference to my really teeny tiny business. And I appreciate any support you're willing to give me. Thank you. If you do not already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, or maybe you're even just looking for one, I'd love to be your crafting cheerleader. I'll answer your questions, and I'll find out answers if I don't know the answer. So please, I'd love to answer your questions. I think that's what I said. Anyway, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. Thanks again for hanging out with me. And I hope you have a chance to get inky. Bye.